Have you ever caught yourself constantly checking the clock, wondering how much longer until you reach your next goal? What if instead you could say, "I am here and it's now"? Today we explore a new perspective on patience and presence, delving into the lives of individuals who, like many of us, struggled with the ceaseless pursuit of what comes next. In our journey through this film, we will uncover how shifting focus from the future to the present can alter our entire approach to life, providing peace and satisfaction in moments we often overlook. Join us as we learn from those who have navigated the challenges of this shift and found a richer experience in the everyday. In a world that's always pushing us toward the next milestone, it can be challenging to appreciate where we are right now. Our society values speed, efficiency, and achievement, often at the cost of our well-being and appreciation for the present moment. This constant striving can lead to feelings of exhaustion and dissatisfaction, as the next goal always looms on the horizon, just out of reach. We begin our exploration by introducing 4 unique individuals. Each has their own dreams and their own hurdles, tied together by a common thread, a tendency to look ahead and wonder, how much further? There's a marathon runner whose eyes are always on the finish line, a young entrepreneur who is constantly planning the next big step for her startup, a single parent juggling work and family, always waiting for the next break, and an artist seeking recognition and the next opportunity for an exhibition. Through their stories, we will explore the impact of this forward-looking question on their happiness and mental health, setting the stage for a broader discussion on the benefits of living in the present. Each character begins by sharing their personal aspirations and the challenges they face. The marathon runner talks about the physical and mental demands of long-distance running and his habit of focusing solely on the finish line, often missing the beauty of the race itself. The entrepreneur describes her startup's early days and how her obsession with future success causes stress and sleepless nights. The single parent discusses the struggle to balance work and life, always looking forward to the next day off or the next paycheck. Lastly, the artist shares her journey of creative expression, overshadowed by the anxiety of achieving fame and recognition. As we look into their backgrounds, we see that their tendencies to focus on the future are deeply rooted. The runner was always taught to aim for the best and never settle. The entrepreneur grew up in a family that valued relentless hard work and achievement above all else. The single parent had to fight through numerous hardships, always planning the next step to secure a better future for the children. The artist was influenced by a competitive art scene that prizes prominence over the act of creation itself. As our journey continues, we witness pivotal moments that challenge each of our characters' long-held focus on the future. These moments come unexpectedly, each a turning point that necessitates a shift in perspective. The marathon runner encounters a significant obstacle, a severe injury during training. Faced with months of recovery, he can no longer chase the next race or mark personal bests. Instead, he is compelled to live day by day, finding satisfaction in small progressions of healing rather than the thrill of competition. For the entrepreneur, her catalyst arrives as a financial crisis within her startup. The funding she anticipated falls through, and she is forced to scale back, focusing on sustaining what she has built rather than expanding it. This setback prompts her to appreciate the value of her team and the small successes they continue to achieve daily. The single parent faces a different kind of turning point when an unexpected illness in the family requires her to take extensive time off work. During this period, she discovers the deep bonds of family and the joy of being fully present for her children, rather than constantly planning for the next financial relief. Meanwhile, the artist encounters a creative block that halts her production of new work. This pause causes her to reflect on why she creates art in the first place, leading her to appreciate the process of creation over the pursuit of exhibition opportunities and public acclaim. Each of these moments serves as a forced pause, a break in their routines that disrupts their forward-charging momentum. They begin to see the value of the present, not as a mere stepping stone to the future, but as a space rich with its own rewards. Following these disruptions, each character begins to accept a new realization about the importance of the present. As they go through their respective challenges, they slowly shift their focus from what's next to what's now, each in their own time and through their own struggles. The marathon runner starts with simple walks, feeling the sun on his face or the cool breeze against his skin, sensations he overlooked during his rigorous training schedules. These moments bring him a newfound joy in movement, irrespective of competition or accolades. The entrepreneur, now working with a leaner setup, learns to find fulfillment in the community she's built within her company and the positive impact her work has on her clients. She discovers that these relationships bring her a sense of achievement that no amount of scaling up could provide. For the single parent, being present becomes about witnessing her children's small daily triumphs and mishaps with a full heart and undivided attention. She finds profound joy in the everyday moments of family life, realizing these memories are what she will cherish more than any temporary financial gain. The artist, stepping away from her drive for exhibitions, rediscovers her love for the act of creation itself. She begins to experiment with new techniques and materials, finding pleasure in the process without worrying about the outcome or public response. Through these realizations, each character learns that life doesn't always need to be about looking to the future or asking, how much further? Instead, they see that there is immense value and peace to be found in saying, I am here, and it's now. This shift not only changes their individual experiences, but starts to alter their interactions with others, laying the groundwork for deeper changes in their lives and communities. As our characters start to accept their realizations, they begin to experiment with integrating this newfound appreciation of the present into their everyday lives. This part of the journey is marked by small, deliberate changes in behavior and perspective, which slowly transform their daily experiences. The marathon runner, now recovering, chooses not to rush his return to running. Instead, he spends more time on slow, mindful walks, paying attention to the environment around him, the texture of the path, the variety of sounds, and the rhythm of his own breath. These walks become a meditative practice for him, an exercise in being fully present rather than merely training for the next race. The entrepreneur decides to start her day differently. Instead of diving straight into emails and plans for expansion, she begins with a team meeting where they share their thoughts and feelings about their work. This shift not only strengthens the bonds within her team, but also helps her focus on the positive impact her business is making right now, rather than where it might be headed. The single parent, previously overwhelmed by her responsibilities, starts setting aside specific times to be fully present with her children. These are times when no plans are made, no tasks are checked off, just moments to play, talk, and laugh together. This change helps her appreciate the joy and uniqueness of each day with her children, rather than worrying about the next. Meanwhile, the artist finds a new approach to her work. She sets up community workshops, where the process of creating art is shared and celebrated, regardless of the outcome. This not only revitalizes her love for art, but also connects her with other artists and enthusiasts who value the creative process over the finished product. Through these experiments, each character finds that life becomes richer and more satisfying when they slow down and focus on the present. This new approach doesn't eliminate their long-term goals, but enriches the path toward these goals with moments of joy and discovery. The shift to living in the present is not without its challenges. Each character faces setbacks that test their commitment to this new way of life. These challenges are crucial, as they must confront and overcome the ingrained habits of a lifetime. The marathon runner faces frustration when he realizes that he misses competing. His identity as a competitor is challenged, but he works through these feelings by focusing on what his body can do now, rather than what it used to be capable of. This helps him to appreciate his recovery and the basic joy of mobility. For the entrepreneur, her new focus on the present is tested when a new opportunity for rapid expansion presents itself. She struggles with the temptation to revert to her old ways of pushing for growth at all costs. It takes a conscious effort to remember the value of her newfound approach, focusing on deepening current client relationships and enhancing the quality of service rather than expanding her client base. The single parent encounters skepticism from friends and family who question her new parenting style. They see her relaxed approach as a lack of planning for the future. She must reaffirm her belief in the importance of being present for her children, arguing that this will build a stronger, more resilient family bond. The artist feels the pull of old ambitions when she's invited to participate in a prestigious exhibition. The pressure to produce commercially viable art resurfaces, and she must decide whether to participate on her terms or not at all. This decision becomes a defining moment for her, as she chooses to stay true to her new values, focusing on the joy of creation. These setbacks are not merely obstacles, but opportunities for each character to reinforce their commitment to living in the present. They learn that the journey is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with a new perspective. As our characters continue their respective journeys, they not only adapt to new lifestyles, but also deepen their understanding of living in the present. This phase of the narrative explores how each character gains greater insight into the benefits of this shift, experiencing profound personal growth and heightened awareness. The marathon runner, having accepted his slower, more mindful approach to physical activity, begins to understand how his previous obsession with competition and performance may have detracted from his enjoyment of the sport. As he interacts with other athletes facing similar transitions, he realizes that his injury offered him a chance to discover a more sustainable and satisfying way to engage with running. This realization fosters a deeper appreciation for his body's capabilities at each stage of recovery. The entrepreneur finds that her morning meetings have evolved into a core strength of her business. These gatherings not only boost morale, but also lead to innovative ideas and collaborative projects that would not have surfaced in a high-pressure, growth-focused environment. She learns that her team's well-being directly contributes to the company's success, a lesson that reshapes her approach to leadership and business development. For the single parent, the dedicated periods of presence with her children lead to a more relaxed and communicative family dynamic. She notices improvements in her children's behavior and emotional well-being, which in turn makes the home environment more peaceful and enjoyable. This change reinforces her belief in the power of presence, prompting her to advocate for similar approaches among her friends and extended family. The artist's community workshops become a local hub for creative expression, drawing people of all ages who are eager to explore art without the pressure of perfection. As she witnesses the joy and release these sessions bring to participants, she understands that her art has value beyond commercial success. It fosters community and connection. This realization not only cements her commitment to her new path, but also elevates her sense of purpose as an artist. With a deeper understanding of the benefits of living in the present, our characters begin to integrate this mindset more fully into all aspects of their lives, leading to significant changes in their personal and professional relationships. The marathon runner, now fully recovered, returns to racing but with a new approach. He no longer obsesses over his finishing times, but instead focuses on the experience of each race, the camaraderie with fellow runners, the cheers from spectators, and his own inner strength. This shift allows him to enjoy running in a way he never had before, which ironically leads to better performances due to his reduced stress. The entrepreneur implements new company policies that prioritize employee well-being and encourage a balance between work and life. Her company becomes known not only for its innovative products, but also for its commitment to its employees, attracting top talent and loyal customers who share her values. The single parent, empowered by her successes at home, begins to apply the principles of presence in her work, leading to more effective and satisfying interactions with colleagues and clients. Her ability to focus fully on the task at hand improves her efficiency and job satisfaction, and she becomes a role model for work-life balance in her community. The artist expands her workshops into a non-profit organization that promotes art as a tool for mindfulness and emotional well-being. She partners with schools, hospitals, and community centers, spreading the therapeutic benefits of art and encouraging others to accept creativity as a part of daily life. As each character integrates the principle of living in the present into every facet of their life, they find that the quality of their experiences improves dramatically. They inspire those around them to consider how they, too, can find more joy and fulfillment by focusing on the here and now. As our characters fully accepted and integrate the practice of living in the present, the positive changes in their lives begin to ripple outward, influencing and inspiring others within their circles and communities. This section of our narrative explores how the personal transformations of our individuals extend beyond their own lives, creating a wider impact that fosters a collective shift towards mindfulness and presence. The marathon runner, now a more relaxed and joyful competitor, becomes a mentor to new runners. His focus on enjoying the process rather than just striving for the finish line resonates with many who felt pressure to perform. He starts a running group that emphasizes mindfulness as part of training, helping others find balance and reducing burnout in the sport. His approach brings a refreshing perspective to the running community, attracting those who seek both physical and mental well-being through their athletic pursuits. The Entrepreneur's Company, with its new focus on employee well-being and balanced growth, becomes a model for other startups. Her transparent leadership style and the success of her balanced approach to business draw the attention of industry leaders and the media. She is invited to speak at conferences and write articles, spreading the idea that success can be achieved without sacrificing personal well-being or team health. Her influence helps shift business culture in her network, prompting other companies to reconsider their work environments and policies. For the single parent, her advocacy for presence in parenting begins to influence her wider social circle. Friends and family members notice the positive changes in her children and how much happier she seems. She organizes community groups for parents and caregivers, where she shares her strategies for engaging more mindfully with children. These groups provide support and learning for many who struggle with balancing the demands of parenting and personal life, promoting a more nurturing and attentive approach to raising children. The artist's nonprofit organization flourishes, becoming a cornerstone of community wellness programs. Her initiatives in using art for mental health and emotional well-being are adopted by educational and health institutions, which start to incorporate creative therapies into their offerings. The success of her programs highlights the importance of the arts in personal and community health, leading to increased funding and interest in arts-based wellness programs across the region. As we conclude our exploration, we reflect on the journey of each character, from a life dominated by the constant questioning of how much further, to a life enriched by the statement, I am here and it's now. This transformation is not just about personal growth, but about creating a cultural shift that values presence over haste, process over outcomes. Our characters' stories culminate in a series of community events and personal achievements that symbolize their new way of living. The marathon runner organizes a citywide run where the focus is on communal enjoyment rather than competition. The entrepreneur hosts a summit for sustainable business practices, promoting a new standard for industry success. The single parent leads a series of workshops on mindful parenting, and the artist opens a city art exhibition dedicated to themes of mindfulness and presence. These events serve as beacons that inspire others to consider how they too can find more meaning and joy in the present. Our narrative closes with the narrator summarizing the profound impact of choosing to live in the moment, encouraging viewers to look at their own lives. How often do we rush through our days, waiting for the next big thing, forgetting to notice the beauty and richness of the present? Say I am here and it's here becomes a call to action for everyone watching, a reminder to slow down, breathe, and appreciate the now. It is an invitation to transform not only individual lives, but entire communities, fostering a world where every moment is valued and every step of the journey is cherished.